you would like more tips on painting, please subscribe to my channel to check out my upcoming videos. Welcome back to my another video. You just saw the very rough sketch that I did for this painting. In today's painting, I will be making a beautiful mountain, some colorful trees and a river running from the middle of the canvas and making a small waterfall. Check in the description for the list of colors that I have used in this painting. I'm starting this painting by making color for the sky. And I have used blue lake, orange, chrome yellow, white, ultramarine blue and crimson red for the sky. I will be making 3 tones first. For the first tone, I mixed yellow, orange and chrome yellow. For the second tone, I am mixing blue lake, crimson red and white. With my fan brush, I picked some blue color and then started to apply on the sky. I wanted to make the sky more dark, so I just picked the dark color, the dark blue, and then applied it directly on the sky. After applying the blue color in the sky, I changed my brush and then with a new brush I started applying yellow color in the sky. If I had used the same brush for the yellow color, then our color would turn green. So that is the reason to change the brush. I'm mixing orange, blue, red and white for the cloud. Well, we will have some floating clouds in the sky. I'm taking my small flat brush and then moving it round ways to give shapes to those happy clouds. Be confident to do this because we haven't made the mountain yet. If it gets spoiled, then you can always let it dry and then make the sky again. I took little bit orange and then mixed it with white and then applied it in the yellow portion of the sky. I will come back to those floating clouds later. When it dries, it will be easy to work. So for now, I'm painting a mountain. And for the dark side of the mountain, I'm mixing blue, red, orange and white. Make sure you put the blue tone more. And for the second tone, I have mixed red, orange, chrome yellow, white and very little touch of blue. Make sure you just put very little touch of blue. To make it easy for you, I'm just painting the whole mountain with blue tone with my palette knife. I will add more tones on it later once it's done. After we are done with the flat blue tone, now I'm making another color to match the mountain and sky. I believe you saw me mixing little with chrome yellow with blue and the tone that we made for the mountain right in the beginning. For the highlight in the shade part of the mountain, I'm mixing blue, white and yellow. Taking very little color at the side edge of my palette knife, I'm just pulling strokes very softly. If you are trying and if you are not getting the strokes that I'm getting here, then you just tap and make small strokes. the color that I made previously for the mountain, I'm giving highlights to the mountain where the light is hitting in our mountain. You can see I'm giving very tiny strokes in the mountain, and those tiny strokes are making our mountain very beautiful. I'm mixing white, orange and chrome yellow for the another highlight of our mountain. With this color, I'll give very tiny strokes in the mountain, and I'll give less strokes as well. I'll not put it everywhere as it will make our painting very bad. Now that I made the place for the mountain, now it's time to make mist. So many friends messaged me and asked me how to make the mist. So here is the easiest and coolest technique to make the mist. I just took a flat brush and then dipped it in a water. Then, without taking any color, I just pulled the color of the mountain downwards. After pulling them down, I took very little white and then started applying it roundways. I hope this explanation helps them and even the new viewers watching this video. Mixing white, orange and very little yellow will go back to the clouds and give some highlights. Now I am mixing blue, white and little bit of yellow to make distant trees that lives very far away in our painting. Taking the color with fan brush, I'm just moving the brush here and there, giving shapes to those little dwarf trees. As I have explained in one of my videos, farther the object, light in color it will be, and closer the object, the dark in color it will be. And that is the exact thing we will do in this painting. As we have come close now, I'll mix very little red and orange in same color to make it dark and apply in the tree that is near in our painting. We already have blue color in the canvas. Now I'm taking little bit of yellow and white for the highlight of the distant trees. I'll also mix another color that is orange and white. With my fan brush, I'll just tap at the one side of the tree. I'm mixing white and yellow for the more highlights in the trees. Now I'll take some blue and give dark tones in the shaded part of the trees, and I'll use the same color to give shape to the ground. I'm mixing chrome yellow, white and very little touch of green for the highlights to the closer tree that we have. For another tone, I'll use chrome yellow, green and blue, and that will make the dark tone in our trees. I will also use direct blue to make some parts dark in trees. I will take very little color at the edge of my paintbrush and just dab to make highlight of the trees. I hope you are enjoying this painting tutorial. If you have any suggestions, please let me know by commenting below. I will take black and mix it with remaining shades of green and blue to make darker trees at the right side of our painting. Making this tree dark will send our other trees a bit far away. Using black color makes this dark tree look closer than other trees. I'm really loving and enjoying to make this painting. The colors are so beautiful and so are the trees and mountains. Using some random colors, I'm giving shape to the stick. While doing this, you have to make sure that you use very dark color so that we can add highlights later and make it very beautiful. Now I'm giving shapes to the river and waterfall as well. You have to make sure that you reflect the color of the sky in the water. Mixing some blue and white, I want to make the water more beautiful. I will apply this color to all the places where we will have water. You must have noticed in some places that the still water will be somewhat like green color, and this is the reason I mixed little bit of green and blue to give the tone there. Now I'll start to give highlights to the tree. For that, I'll mix little bit of chrome yellow, orange and green, and that will make out the first highlight for the tree. Since the very small tree at the very right side of our painting is not very distinct from the big tree, that is the reason I used black color to make it more distinct from the big tree. I am mixing very little green with the blue to make dark leaves of the dark side of the trees. This will add more details in our painting. My palette is looking very dirty. It's time to clean my palette to make some bright colors for the highlight of the tree. I hope you are loving my palette. I love my palette very much. Well, now it's time to make color for the highlight of the piece. For that, I mix some yellow, red, and orange, and also little bit of white. And with the same brush, I'm giving highlights only in some parts of the trees. You know, sometimes when something is becoming very nice in the painting, I really feel very energetic to do more beautiful. And this time, I feel like my mountain and even some parts of the trees are looking very beautiful. And this is the reason I want to do more and more in this painting. I'm mixing some green and orange to give highlights in the shade part of the trees. Well, it's time to give another tone to the ground now. For that, I'm mixing chrome yellow and green, and with my fan brush, I'm just applying it to some places where I want it. As the color in the ground was still wet, so it turned out to be little bit dark. But that's no big deal. We can still make grasses with that color. And I'm using my fan brush and taking the color at the edge of my fan brush and just tapping at the ground to make some grasses. Though I'm not taking the color from my canvas palette and taking it from off-screen palette, but the color are quite similar, so it's not too big deal. I'm using the similar color that I use in the mountain in some places of brown, and I will use those colors in the steep as well. Taking direct black color, I'll keep shape to the rock just near the waterfall, and then I will also give highlights to it by mixing burnt sienna, black, and some other random colors from my canvas palette. I'm giving more highlights by mixing white and other random colors. I will make another rock at the left side of the river using a similar process that I did in the right side rock of the river. Mixing blue, black, orange and some green, I will give shape to some trees at the left side of our painting. I will cover almost all white spaces at the left side of our painting. Using black and blue lake, I'll give more shapes to the trees. You can see I'm moving my fan brush very randomly to give shapes to the trees. And also, I'm doing the same to make some grounds as well. I'm giving some more green tones at the right side of our painting. I have mixed orange and green for the first highlight of the trees to the left side of our painting. And I'm doing this with my little fan brush. I'm just moving my fan brush and giving shapes to some grounds and even the leaves of the trees. I hope watching me painting gives you idea about how a painting is done so easily. I have mixed orange, green and little bit of yellow ochre to give more highlights to the distant trees. We'll have a very monster tree just in front of those tiny trees. Using direct black color, I'm giving shape to the monster tree of our painting. This tree lives in front of all the other trees. So you must have noticed this tree is very dark in color than other trees. I want to make this tree spreading its leaves all over. Mixing some blue in our brilliant purple color, we are going to give shapes to some little rocks. I have also mixed burnt sienna and yellow ochre for another color of the rocks. These rocks live very freely on the ground. I mixed white and brilliant purple to highlight some rocks. And for yellowish rocks, I mixed white on the same tone of the rock. I'll use this color to highlight at the rocks just beside the waterfall. I will use raw sienna for the first tone of the path. Mixing orange and green, I made color for the highlights of the trees. I want to make so many in and out in this tree. Well, these leaves looks very beautiful now. This tree will be very bright and eye-catchy. It adds more detail in the painting by just making tiny grasses just beside the river. When we are making trees, then it's very important to give them branches. I love the look that the branches give to the trees. Mixing very little green, orange, chrome yellow and white, I made the color for more highlights to the leaves. Now, this time I'm using direct chrome yellow for the highlight of the tree. Another tone for the highlight of the tree will be the mixture of chrome yellow and white. Adding some red flowers to the trees makes the tree very gorgeous. I will mix some blue, green and white to highlight the grasses. I will use some other tones like the tone that we used for the first highlight of the tree to highlight the grasses as well. Giving highlights to the grasses makes the rock very beautiful as well. It seems like the rocks are just enjoying the environment. You must have noticed that I'm trying to keep various tones for the highlights of the grasses. With direct black color, I'm giving more depth to some stones. I want to make bush in this place, and for that, at first I'm applying direct black. With my small fan brush, I'm giving shapes to some bushes. Mixing yellow, green, and white, I'm giving highlights to those tiny little bushes. I want this bush very colorful. That is the reason I'm keeping some brilliant purple as well. And I want to make flowers as well. Good red flowers. Finally, it's time to touch the waterfall. For that, I'm taking white color and just pulling it randomly with my fan brush. This white color gives very nice shape to the water. I will also use the mixture of blue and white to make some still water. Whenever there is waterfall, then it is always good to make tiny little droplets floating in the air. Well, now it's time to give finishing touch to everything that we have painted. Have come to an end of this painting tutorial. I hope you enjoyed this beautiful painting tutorial. Please comment below and let me know whether this painting tutorial was helpful or not. Do not forget to like the video and subscribe Art Candy. Thank you. Have a nice time. Stay good. Stay safe. Bye bye.